Hi guys. So basically I just wanted to share a story. Sorry for waking you up, Captain. I didn't mean to wake you up, sorry sweetheart. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Michelle Floss. Oh, I got a spot there, that's lovely. Fuck did I get that? Oh well. Welcome to my YouTube channel guys. So tonight I'm going to be talking about while I have some Disorano, Rano Disorano. I'm going to be talking about my heart condition. So I would not wish my heart condition on anybody. My heart condition is absolute hell. I used to slam coke. I used to take all the drugs in the world. I'm now 13, 14 years clean. But it's left me with atrial fibrillation, POTS, and angina. And I have to deal with that on a daily basis. And let me tell you, it's torture. It's hard. It really is horrible. I've had years of eye pain where my eyes feel like they're going to explode. I've had years of chest pain. I used to have costochondritis, which is an inflammation of the rib cage, which I had to take medication for. It's been tough. I'm not going to lie. To physically get myself back to how I have now has taken years. Once you've taken drugs, I hate to say it, there's no going back. You will fuck yourself up for good, for life. When I used to come off drugs, I have had that many seizures. I've lost count. Adjusting back to normal reality was torture. Absolute torture. Let me just fill my bottle up of Disorano and Gook. This is an alcoholic now. Oh well. Turned into an alcoholic because my parents disowned me years ago. Oh well. Do I give a fuck? No. So yeah, my heart condition is absolute torture. This side of my chest, I'm fit as fuck, but this side of my chest, I've always got pain. I've always got these really weird feelings in my chest all the time. And I think I'm dying slowly. I don't know, that might be hard to say, but we're all born with a normal, strong heart rhythm. And my heart rhythm is not strong. It's just like this week. My heartbeat should come from there, but it doesn't. The actual sensation of the heartbeat actually comes from there. The heart's there, obviously, but it comes from down there. I've fucked myself up something rotten with drugs. I used to slam myself with that much cocaine to the point where I ended up in resus and I almost lost my life. My heart was racing at 175 beats per minute for 6.5 hours. And they did not think that my heart was going to slow down because they had to go into my arm. They had to go into my arm to slow my heart rate down. And that's something I'm not proud of, but they had to do that. They literally had to go into my arm because if they didn't, then I wouldn't be here. I was screaming, I was fitting, I was shaking. I remember just saying goodbye to my mum on the phone because I actually felt like I was going to die. And I would never wish anyone to go through that on their wildest nightmares, literally. I would not wish anyone to go through that. I went through so much pain in hospital. So if you're a drug user and you're doing IV now, or you are sniffing coke, stop it. Because you will end up seizuring. You will end up having fits. you will end up in hospital to the point where you're having to have your stomach pumped. You know what I mean? It's not worth it. It's honestly not worth it. You know what I mean? Unfortunately for me, back in the day, I ended up going to Birmingham City Hospital, where I would have my stomach pumped quite a bit. But unfortunately, there's only so many times you can turn up to a hospital having an overdose. And unfortunately for me, I ended up one day going to hospital and they didn't treat me. And because of that reason, I almost ended up dying. I ended up dead, but I had... oh, what the fuck is that? Oh no, I've got loose skin, sorry about that. Yeah, I almost ended up dying because I had seizures and I had a fit in the front of Birmingham City Hospital car park in the bush. That hospital now is closed down and several staff got sacked. So yeah, unfortunately Birmingham City Hospital, let's just say, learnt the hard way, and there were loads of complaints about the hospital back in the day. Loads of complaints, like it's just awful how patients were treated, especially if you took drugs and you went to Birmingham City Hospital. They just did not give a fuck. They did not care. You know what I mean? You might as well dig a hole, but then you might as well, if you take drugs, theoretically speaking, you might as well dig a hole and fucking go and bury yourself in it, because that's what you're doing to yourself. I became that high, I became that intoxicated. I didn't know what time it was. I didn't know what day it was. It's not as bad as it used to be, but I still do have panic attacks now and again. The panic attacks that I used to have were just insane. But I'd say what I've got still, and this is why I think I'm dying slowly, my heart feels like a deflated balloon and it's pushed over a mountain miles away. The sensation of it being strong and it being in my heart is not there. And that's what sent me insane over the years. Imagine having a heart like that. That is what I've had to go through over the years, and it's just, I can't tell you how horrible it is, honestly. It's just fucked up, like, literally. I cannot tell you. It's fucking horrible. I would not wish it on my worst enemy, to be fair. But I've only got myself to blame. I was the one that decided to take drugs, and I was the one that fucked myself up on drugs, especially cocaine. I used to take quite a lot of cocaine back in the day as well. Cocaine, ecstasy, heroin, had it all. Apart from magic mushrooms. So yeah, I know life is tough these days, but I do not recommend that you take drugs, because if you do, you'll just screw your life up forever. You know what I mean? You really will. These guys injected me with methamphetamine, Tina and speed, and I almost lost my life. You know what I mean? I have had this clouding sensation come over my head. I could not move my legs in resus. There was this complete and utter pain that I had that just clouded my brain, clouded my judgment. I was just so fucking like out of it. I really was. Do you know what I mean? It's just horrible, honestly. Stand you there for a minute. It was just, honestly, it was horrible. I would not wish it on anyone, honestly. But I still do have a heart condition. I still suffer from atrial fibrillation. I still suffer from POTS. I still suffer from angina. And it's fucking hell. You know what I mean? It really is fucking hell. Oh my god, I'm sweating, bro. Yeah. Look at Mishka asleep on my legs, bless her heart. My friend's cat. I'm staying with my friend at the moment. She's looking after me. Bless her. But yeah, honestly, I could not live in a shitty hostel, bruv, anymore. It's in my fucking head in. Actually. Like, because my panic attacks are that bad still. When I was in my hostel room a few days ago, I ended up fucking having a panic attack because my room's that small. You know what I mean? But back to drugs, just stay off them, don't take them. You will end up dead. And luckily for me, touch wood, I'm still here. You know what I mean? Still very lucky to be alive. I had the methamphetamine overdose I had years ago. I felt that my heart was going to explode. And I still do have that. Like, my heart does race very fast still. Oh, sorry, cat. Apologise, darling. Ow, that hurt. Sorry, darling. Sorry. Ow. She just stuck her claws in my legs because I accidentally put my hand on her. Ow, that hurt. Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, the pain that I went through when I was on drugs, it's not worth it. The chest pain I still have to go through now is just fucking horrible. My heart's always missing a beat all the time. It's not a normal rhythm. My heart is like, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. I've got my ECG machine thing here that I bought from Boots ages ago that cost me £120, and that still picks up palpitations all the time, bruv. All the time. Pisses me off. You know what I mean? Pisses me off. I've got to put up with that for life. But I'm under a heart consult. I'm under a heart can't even talk. I'm pissed tonight. Sorry. I'm under a heart consultant. I'm under cardiology. I am. So I want them to try and put me a pacemaker in eventually, or something to obviously slow the heartbeat down because it just goes too fast sometimes. And recently the new fucking vaccine of COVID and all of that shit now coming out for Christmas. You know what I mean? It's fucking horrible. I can't do strenuous exercise for long periods of time because my heart just fucking goes through the roof, bruv. Just races through the roof. Even if I got 8 flights of stairs, it just pounds through my chest, my heart, and I have to sit down because the pain that I get in my chest don't even go there. It's fucking horrible. It's not a heart attack. It just feels like a tight band around my chest and I can't breathe. So, you know, don't ever think that taking drugs will not affect your heart, because it will. You know, before I first started taking drugs, I was alright. It never used to affect me. It never used to affect my heart. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, I kept taking drugs and taking cocaine and shit like that. You know what I mean? And unfortunately for me, it just... I tell you what it did do. It started to make me go very pale in the face. Very, very pale in the face. And then I had no veins in my arms or in my legs. My veins completely went. You know what I mean? It started to go. I remember having the ambulance out several times, and they tried to find a vein in my arms, but the woman from the ambulance and the ambulance crew said, "You need to be careful, Matthew." My name's Michelle now, but back in the day when it was called Matthew, she was like, "You need to be careful because you're not going to have any veins left." And they had the amount of times, like when I was in resus, they had to try and put the actual fucking needle in my arms to get the blood out of my arms, and they just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Fuck me, that Disaronno and Coke strong. But yeah, I live to tell another day. Still, I'm coming up to 38 years old soon. I feel it, I really do. But see my face. I haven't worked all my life, well, most of my life. But I'm gonna get some fillers soon. After Christmas. My face is quite elastic anyway. I've got elastic skin. See that? It's fucking, I hate my skin, I really do. But I'm gonna have a facelift. I'm gonna actually have some surgery done on my face because I'm not happy with it. I want it to be more, you know. I'm gonna start using more fucking face peels and face... I mean, look at that for a facelift, everybody. Look at that. God, look at that. Oh my God, bruv, look at that. Look beautiful like that. Now watch. Okay, now. Looks like it's slept in years. But I have. I'm fit as fuck. I see my boyfriend tomorrow. Can't wait. Went round his the other night and had a lovely time. But yeah, I also noticed when I was taking drugs as well, drugs just makes you completely weak. It really does. Drugs just fucks you up so bad to the point where I used to try and go swimming at a local luxurious swimming pool I used to go to. Could not swim from one end to the other to the swimming pool without my heart racing through the roof. Do you know what I mean? That's not normal for a 37-year-old man. You know what I mean? You don't think about the implications of like what drugs can do and what it can do to your life. But unfortunately for me, it fucked me up that badly to the point where my body was actually starting to shut down. I never thought I'd say this, but oh shit. My body almost did shut down. A few years ago, my body did almost end up shutting down because the heart palpitations were just constant. The first time I took drugs, it was amazing. It was cocaine I took. And it was a guy called Jonathan Palmer that injected it into my arms years ago when I used to hang about with him. He was a good close friend, but then he used to get very aggressive. When he used to take any drugs, he just used to become so aggressive, like really badly. You know what I mean? So, I'm not proud of that. But, you know, when he was trying to get hit or trying to get drugs, he would like shout and scream at me. Because when, let's just say, drug users or junkies take drugs, no offense to junkies, but they do take drugs. Some of them I hang about with many junkies, so I know what they're like. But they get quite aggressive, you know. And when you're in their vicinity and they're trying to take drugs, and you talk too much like I did when I was high and fucking just, I don't know. I used to become that psychotic on drugs that it was just awful. You know what I mean? It was just awful. I just remember being in an ambulance once and I was sitting in a chair and I just remember falling forever. I used to sniff cocaine that much that my nose was broken from the age of 12 because I had a twat at school that kicked me in the nose with steel toe caps on, or because one day his girlfriend asked me to dump her boyfriend when they went out one night to the pub, so I did, and then I got kicked in the nose by steel toe caps and my nose is actually broken. So that's another thing as well. My nose is ugly, I do apologise, but I don't actually have any sensation in my nose. The gristle is gone. My pineal gland is fucked up, and just, yeah, when I'm breathing from my nose, it feels like it's a fucking great big huge empty hole, bruv. Do you know what I mean? It's like fucking horrible, you know, to go through that, but then you've got the heart palpitations as well. People don't think about that when they take drugs, but it will catch up with you, and when it does, it can kill you. You know what I mean? And nearly, excuse my ugly face, my fucking wrinkles, do apologise. I did almost end up dying from that. And I'm not proud of that, you know what I mean? So I did almost end up dying. And my parents have never spoken to me now for a long time. And my parents haven't spoken to me years. I lost my parents because of it. You know what I mean? I mean, I sent a video to my mum one night of me off my tree on fucking MCAT. And it wasn't dangerous to the point then because I used to control what I used to take. But drugs will just make you so psychotic to the point where you just can't think or function normally anymore. And that's just how bad I used to be. Hospital overdoses. I used to attend Birmingham City Hospital at least 40 times. I went there for drug
overdoses. The police used to see me in there when they was obviously with somebody else that had committed a crime, and they were just pointing at me and laughing at me. How nasty is that to have police laughing at you when you're fitting in a hospital bed on almost dying, bruv, on a fucking drug overdose? Do you know what I mean? I hate Norfolk police. They are cunts, bruv, honestly. They are cunts. You know what I mean? Especially what those cunts did to me years ago when they sent me to prison and that. For the hospital bomb threat years ago, right? 1, I'm not a terrorist. 2, I'd never bomb a hospital. And 3, I said something angry because I was upset with the lack of treatment that I had back in the day. Do you know what I mean? I called reception up at hospital, Birmingham City Hospital, one day because I was unhappy with the lack of treatment, and the staff weren't very nice and weren't, let's just say, they were quite unprofessional. So I called the hospital one day. Main reception said, one day I'll do the place over, as in just smash a window or something. That's all I meant. But then the press obviously then blew it all out of proportion, said I laughed in the courtroom and spread it all about. Do you know what I mean? She said I've been in Scotland for 7 years now. Love Scotland. Even Scotland police down here, they were like, you know, scared. Didn't even say I deserve to go to prison. So, you know. Yeah, even Scotland police said I didn't even deserve to go to prison. They were quite like shocked, to be fair, but they said to me, that's ridiculous. What happened to me back in England? I mean, my record is clean now. So I'm very pleased about that. Got no criminal record at all. It took a while to get it clean, but now I'm clean. So very happy with that. But yeah, I've come a long way. And drugs is not a way I want to live my life anymore. You know what I mean? I've got a lot more new friends now down in Scotland. I'm actually doing really, really well. I'm really proud of myself. I'm going to own my own business one day, and I'm going to go far. You know what I mean? I'm going to own my little small converted mansion right out in the middle of nowhere with me and my husband and our dogs. And some nice horses, do you know what I mean? It's going to be nice. I have to whisper because I might just woke my friend up. But yeah, I've only just like over the last few years, my strength has started to come back. Because I was quite limp and quite weak before. But I still got a lot